Hello everyone and welcome back to Static Design Engineer. Let's simplify engineering for all the aspiring engineers. But before starting with the today's episode, let me ask you a question. Like, do you know that which genre of the company or which category of the company provides the highest or the top-notch salary to a static design engineer? Well, to get answer to this question, watch this episode till the end. Good morning everyone. Myself Chinmay Bhosle and I welcome you all to the second episode of this series that is Career in Oil and Gas Sectors. Today we will be discussing about the different categories of the companies in which you can pursue your career as a static design engineer. Today we will be going throughout the desk of the design consultancies to the fabrication shops to the command centers of the EPC giants. As you all know, as we have also discussed this in our earlier episodes, that in order to being a static design engineer you can start your career in three different types of companies, and those are, as you can see on the screen, those are design consultancies, fabrication shops and EPCs. Speaking more about the design consultancies, these are the software savvy companies in this domain. They don't fabricate, they just design. But in actual, what do? They get the data sheets with all the specific listed requirements, and based on those requirements, they prepare the fabrication drawings and perform calculations. After doing that, they submit those drawings to the client and wait for the approval. After approval, their job is done. The fabrication is done by other type of industries. They don't need to do anything. The most common job profile you will come across in this type of industries are design engineer, senior design engineer, design manager, and the draftsmen are also needed at a very large quantity in this type of job profile. If I would like to summarize this type of industries in just one line, I will be saying like design everything but fabricate nothing. The example of this type of company is the Express Engineering Solution. It is also one of the most emerging and the growing industry in current era. Now, speaking about the fabrication industries, these are the builders of this type of industries. They make your ideas real. In the same way like the design consultancies, they also get the data sheets with all the specific requirements listed from EPCs and client. Based on those requirements, they perform calculations using softwares like Lite, Compress, and also make the fabrication drawings using AutoCAD and other softwares like SolidWorks sometimes. After that, they submit those calculations and drawings to the client, and after approval and once the green light is given, they start the fabrication of the vessel with all the requirements covered and all the inspections done. And when all this is done, they ship these ready vessels to the site at plant for installation. In fabrication type of companies, you are not looking at the plant level, you are dealing with each vessel individually. The different types of companies in this genre of fabrication companies are Lite Engineering, Godrej, L&T Manufacturing. The different types of job profiles you will come across here are design engineer, senior design engineer, design manager, draftsmen are also needed. One new job profile is also needed over here, which is a QA and QC. This is a different domain of a job profile where you are focused on the inspection of the vessels for covering all the ND testing and the requirements. If I would like to summarize this type of industries in just one sentence, I will say that this is where the metal meets its spark. This is where the vessel gets the VIP treatment. Speaking about the EPC companies, EPC stands for Engineering, Procurement and Construction. These are the corporate command centers. Here you don't just look at a vessel individually, you look and design at a plant level. What are you supposed to do as a static design engineer in an EPC? Here you are supposed to prepare the data sheets by covering all the client requirements, and then these data sheets are submitted to vendors and design consultancies for further detailed design. When the design consultancies and fabricators submit those drawings and calculations, you are supposed to review them and provide the approval by making sure that all the ND and the vessel sizings and client requirements have met. You view here everything at a plant point of view level. You make sure that all the multiple vendors and quality checks and client requirements are in line. The most common job profiles you will be coming across here are the GET, Graduate Engineer Trainee for a Mechanical Engineer, the Associate and Senior Mechanical Engineer, Design Manager. The example of companies in this genre are L&T, Toyo, Technimount, L&T Hydrocarbon. These are the companies which come across this genre. If I would like to summarize this type of industries in just one line, I will like to say that you don't make drawings, you judge them. you don't fabricate vessels, but you lead the team who does. So in order to summarize all these details in just one flow chart, let me show you. So as you can see on the screen, in this flow chart, the client is present at the top of the hierarchy with all of its requirements listed. It approaches EPC. After that, EPC does the engineering, prepares the data sheet, and at that time, EPC has two options, whether to give it to fabricators or to the design consultancies. When EPC decides to go with the fabricator, they don't need to look out for the other fabricators to fabricate the vessels when drawings are approved. For the same fabricator does the fabrication and ship the vessels to the site or plant. But when they go with the design consultancies and when the drawings are approved, which were prepared by the design consultancies, they again need to look for the fabricator who can prepare those vessels based on those approved drawings. So after that, when work goes to fabricators, fabricator does the drawings, get it approved by the EPCs and fabricate the vessel. But what if fabricators are too much loaded? At that time also, fabricators, based upon their own decision, delegate this work to design consultancies. They get the approval of the drawings, and then based on those approved drawings, they fabricate the same vessel. So in the end, everything goes to the fabricators for fabrication. And this is how EPCs deal with the clients, by covering all their requirements and providing those vessels and the static equipments by hiring certain design consultancies and fabrication companies. Now let's discuss to the answer of the question which all you were looking for. Now let's be honest, you all came here for this only. So as you can see on the screen, the design consultancies. So design consultancies provides not that much amount of salary to its employees, but whatever the base level or the ground level work related to design, you will be getting the knowledge here is tremendous. Now moving on to the fabrication companies, these provide a mid-level type of salary to its employees, but here also you will get a tremendous knowledge, as you will be able to see the vessels in real life, that how those vessels are prepared and how all those NDs and inspections take place. After that, the EPCs are the most highest salary paying category of the companies to a static design engineer. So in order to get hired in EPC, if you have a goal to get a highest paid salary, you should have a goal to get hired in EPC. So now, speaking about the most traditional and the most efficient path in order to be a highly knowledgeable static design engineer, you should start your career from the small firm that is at the ground level, the design consultancy. Here you need to take several years of experience by designing different sorts of equipments and getting to know the different client requirements. After that, you should switch to a fabrication company where you will be seeing those vessels in live, getting familiar with all the ND testings and all those things. And in the end, you should try for the EPC, as in EPC, if you have that top-notch knowledge, then nobody can make you fool. Now, speaking about my journey, unfortunately, I didn't get any chance to work at a ground level, that is in a design consultancies. I entered this static engineering career at a mid-level company of a fabricator type of company. Here, I get to know the vessel inside and out. After gaining several years of experience over there, I switched my company, and today I am in a design consultancy firm which works at a EPC level. This foundation has helped me a lot to get the wide perspective at the plant level, right from the bolt torque to how does the plant flows. So let me tell you one funny thing about the EPC companies, that if you follow the traditional path of a static design engineer career, that is you work first in design consultancies, after that fabrication companies, and then into the EPC companies, so you might become the boss of your own boss, because you will be providing the works to them, and you will be dealing and talking with those your old bosses in the vendor meetings when you are sitting at the EPC level companies and they are present in the fabrication companies. So before wrapping up the things, I would like to tell you that if you are a fresh grad or just a curious engineer, that where do you fit into this puzzle, remember these three things: that start small, think big. Please clear your basics before you command the big ships. And also the last and the most important thing, that there is no shortcut to become a static design engineer. So one last question to you: did you find your path? That how should you start your career as a static engineer, or still confused? Drop your comments, I'll respond to you all. And also like, share and subscribe. So goodbye friends, keeping it light and logical. Bye bye.